Good morning, seventh grade. Let's talk about your assignment for today. So, we're actually going to get back into the book today with lesson two, and I'm going to show you a couple things how I want you to complete it. Okay. So, I'm going to share my screen here with you. Okay. And I'm going to use Cami today just to switch it up. So, again, I'm going to sign in with my Google account, my Regis account right here. Okay, I am going to open the file from Google, and this file, the link will be on the assignment, okay? But I'm gonna go to my seventh grade math folder, and it's this file right here. So I'm gonna upload that. Okay, so here it is. We already completed lesson one. So good job there. Let me go down to lesson two. Okay, part of a whole as percent. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So let's look at this. Opening exercise. What is the whole unit in each scenario? So if we look at the first one, 15 is what percent of 90? Let's look at some keywords in there first. I'm going to highlight some keywords in there. Is there a highlighter? Right here. Okay. In a word problem, what does the word is mean? Right? What does the word of mean? Okay. Think about those. So really what this is saying, I'm going to type it right here, is 15 is means equals, right? So 15 equals what percent? We don't know what that percent is. We're going to call that our variable x. And then what does, actually I'm going to call it a variable m, and you'll see why in a second. What does of mean in math? It means multiplication, right? So times 90. That's all it means. Okay. So I got 15 is what percent times 90. So I need to find m. What is that percent? In order to do that, I need to, let me see if I can draw on here. So I have 15, right, equals m times 90. Okay. So in order to get m, I need to divide both sides, right, by 90. So if I divide that side by 90, and I'm going to divide 15 by 90, okay? So 15 divided by 90. I'm even okay if you use a calculator for this part, because I'm just going to do 15 divided by 90, and it tells me I get 0.16 repeating. So if I move this over twice, 1, 2, what's my percent going to be? Roughly 16%. Okay? So the whole unit, you can just put roughly it's 16%. Okay? Let's look at the next one. What number is 10% of 56? So again, what number? We don't know what that is. So I'm going to call that m. Is, we said, is equals 10%, which in decimal 10% is 0.10 of, we said, is multiplication, and then the number 56. Okay, so to find m, we just need to do 0.10 times 56. All right, so if we do that, all we're going to do is move the decimal over one place, right? So watch this. Let me clear this out. So if I do 56 times 0.110, look where the decimal goes, right? It just moves over one spot, so 5.6. So this would be 5.6. Let's look at one more, and then I'm going to have you do a couple. 90%, so we're going to start with 0.90 as a decimal, of, we know that now means multiplication, a number, we don't know what that number is, so I'm going to call it M, is, which we know now is equals 180. Okay, so we need to find out what M is. Again, to get M by itself, we need to divide by this to get rid of this. So 0.90 divided by 0.90 is 1, it gets rid of it. And then we need to do 180 divided by 0.90, because what you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So 180 divided by 0.90, let's go back and do this. So, I'm sorry, I just forgot what it was. 180 divided by 0.90, right? 200. So your whole number is going to be 200. Okay. All right, so I would like for you to try to do these next three. Try to do these right here, okay? Let's go down to B. Read each problem and complete the table to record what you know, okay? So it doesn't want you to solve these, it just wants you to put in what you know. So let's look at this. Let's look at the first one together. 40% of the students on a field trip love the museum. If there are 20 students on the field trip, how many love the museum? So what's the part, right? What part are they talking about? They're talking about 40%. That's the part of the students, right? Okay. Actually, I'm going to change that here in a second. I'll show you why. Let me actually get rid of this. Save that for a second just to show you something. Okay. So the percent actually is, because it's asking how many loved. Okay, so there's 20. If we read this again, sorry, I'm going to read this again. 40% of the students on the field trip love the museum. If there are 20 total students on the field trip, how many love the museum? So let's actually start in this box. How many total kids are there? 20, right? So the whole number is 20. The percent is 40, because that's the percent that love the museum. And then we're actually trying to find the part that love the museum, okay? So there's 20 whole students. We need to find 40% of those 20, okay? So what did I just say of? I said the word of, right? So we're taking 20. That's supposed to be a 2, sorry. And we're ofing it, or multiplying it, by 40%, which is 0.4. 40, okay? So 20 times 0.40, I just want to show you on a calculator what that is. 20 times 0.40, look where the decimal goes. So it's 8, right? So 8. So 8 students love the museum. Okay. Let's look at one more. 40% of the students love the museum. If 20 students love the museum, how many are on the field trip? Okay, so this one's a little bit different. 40% of the students love the museum. If 20 love the museum, how many total? Okay, so now we have 20 people love the museum, just part of the class. We still got our 40%. Now we need to find out how many total people there are. Okay, so to do this one, I'm going to erase that question mark to give me more room to answer the question, but let's look at it. 40% of the students love the museum. Okay, if 20 students love the museum, how many total are there? Okay, so 40% of the students. We don't know the number of total students. So we're going to do 0.40. Got my decimal. 40% of means multiply. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Excuse me. 40% times the total number, which we don't know, so I'm going to call that M. Okay, and that number equals 20, because that's how many love the museum. Okay, so to do that again, we need to get M by itself, we need to divide by 0.40 on this side, You need to divide by 0.40 on this side. Okay. Look at this. So 20 divided by 0.40. 20 divided by 0.40, we get 50. So there are 50 total students. Okay, I'd like you to try this last one here. That was terrible. That's supposed to be one of those, I don't know what they call those things. That's good enough. All right, so try that one. Let's keep scrolling down. All right, let's look at this one. Example 1, visual approaches to finding a part. In Ty's math class, 20% of the students earned an A. If there are 30 students, how many got an A? Okay, so remember these keywords of multiply, okay? So if 20%, gives me a little bit more room to write bigger on this one, 20% of multiply the students, we don't know what that number of students are, so that's going to be my variable, m, okay? And then if there were 30 students altogether, how many got an A? Okay. So how am I going to get m by itself? I need to divide again by 0.20. That will tell me that m, which is the number of people that got an A, equals, so 30 divided by 0.20, 30 divided by 0.20 is 150. So m is 150, right? So 20% of the students earned an A. If there were 30 students in class, how many got an A? 150. That doesn't make sense at all, does it? So let's see what we did wrong. In Ty's math class, 20% of students earned an A. If there were 30 students in class, how many got an A? So here was my mistake, right? I was trying to make this whole video without making a mistake, and now I did, so I am sorry. So let me start this one all over. I erase all this, get rid of this. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Mr. Strands. Just like real class, isn't it? Okay, so I'm sorry. Let's look at 20%. That's why you always check your answer to see if it makes sense. That didn't make sense, so I knew I made a mistake. 20% of the students. There's 30 students altogether, so you need to do 0.20 times your 30 students. That's going to make more sense, right? So you're taking your 20%, you're multiplying it by your 30 students. Let's see if this makes better sense. 6. I think that's a little bit better. So 6 students got an A. Does that make sense? If there's 30 students in class, 6 got an A, that's 20% of the class. Very good. Sorry for that mistake. That's just because I haven't had my coffee yet. All right, moving on. Gotta make sure my coffee doesn't spill. Let's skip this one for now. Actually, let's stop there. That's where I want to stop for today, okay? I don't want to overload you. So let's go back up to the top. I would like for you to fill in these with Kami or DocHub, right? And then fill in this one. So just 3 problems. 3 problems. That's all I want you to do right now, okay? So try to do it with Kami or DocHub. Fill in these three. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a good day.